What's your best I didn't just dodge a bullet, but a tactical nuke story? My mom's friend had a son get out of prison. He was doing tattoos for a living. We lived in a state where tattooing was illegal at the time, so both of them came to our house to give me a tattoo. His mom kept hinting, eventually outright suggesting I let him take me on a date. She swore up and down he needed a good influence like me. I did feel pressured quite a bit. His mom was one of my favorite people in the world and I felt like I was letting her down. But I was not feeling it. Dude was not attractive at all. Worst of all, he was covered in swastikas that he claimed was to survive prison. We managed to end the tattoo party with no dates made. Cool. About 3 months later, I'm listening to the news as background noise and I hear her son's name mentioned. Police are looking for him. He unalived his girlfriend and all 4 of her children after the girlfriend caught him touching one of the kids.
I fell for the McDonald's girl. I'm a medical student and I go to the same McDonald's often because I'm so busy I hardly have time to cook. But anyhow, I would often go there and see the same girl, a bit younger than me. I'm 28, she's 23. We always would talk, and over the course of 2 months I got to know a lot about her, her mom, what she wants to do after McDonald's, etc. She's beautiful and sweet, and I felt a very obvious, very strong mutual attraction. But I never tried to flirt with her because in my country there's a stigma for people in rich jobs or higher education to be flirting with people in working class positions. I'm sure you all can guess which one. Basically, if you're richer and flirt with a poorer person, people here assume you're trying to take advantage of them or just use them for love or control them with your money as opposed to truly caring about them, so I avoided it. But then today she very timidly came up to me at my table while I was eating, and asked if she could eat her lunch with me, and then during the lunch, she asked me out on a date. She has no idea I'm a medical student or anything. As far as she knows, I'm just a regular guy because I don't wear fancy clothes or my school clothes to the place usually. I dated women for 2 years before and never felt as strongly as I do for this woman. Whenever I told her yes, I'd love to go on the date, I know for sure my face was red as a tomato. I'm just hoping our attraction is on the same level. I'd be really embarrassed if I fell way harder, but I think that's okay too.
What is the creepiest thing that ever happened to you? A week after my husband passed, I received a call from him. My cell phone rang as I was chatting with a friend and I took it from my pocket, looked at the screen and dropped it in shock. It said Bob Cell with his number. I almost couldn't breathe. My friend picked it up, gasped and asked if someone had his phone and I said no, it's at home, turned off. I thought I was having a nervous breakdown. I kept thinking as I drove frantically home, I'm imagining this. This is not real. I'm really not thinking clearly. I was shaking so bad I could barely put my key in the front door of my house and I nearly tripped as I ran into my house. His phone was on the kitchen counter exactly where I left it and it was turned off. When I checked the outgoing calls there wasn't one to my phone. AT&T couldn't explain it. I did talk to a psychologist who worked with terminal patients and their families. I asked if she had ever been told of incidents like these and she said yes. It's more common than you think and it's not wishful thinking on the part of the living. Although I never answered that call because I dropped my phone, I wondered to this day what would have happened if I had answered.
What are some very comforting facts? The North Pacific humpback whale population is estimated to be 15x greater than it was 60 years ago. There is a group of bikers called Bikers Against Child Abuse who support child abuse victims in court by looking tough and giving the kids confidence to testify against their abusers. It's actually an international group. Zebras rest with their heads on each other's back so they can literally watch their zebra buddy's back. Plus it looks like a zebra hug. Your pets will forgive you if you accidentally step on them. Most seahorses are monogamous and mate for life. Young seahorses actually go on dates with their prospective partner before settling and starting to procreate. They can also be seen swimming in pairs with their tails linked together. There's a place in Japan called Capybara Land where you can hang out with capybaras and see them chilling in hot springs. Sometimes dogs in movies have to have CGI tails because they keep wagging their tails. They are just so happy to be there. Jupiter has been protecting Earth from almost every stray asteroid strike coming in from out of the solar system since the planets first formed. The ozone layer is slowly repairing itself.
If you could choose how you will die, how will you die? I choose my grandpa's death, slipping away quietly in my sleep after meeting my goals of making it to my 95th birthday bash and meeting my 2 newest great-grandchildren with a last meal of homemade beef stew and a nightcap of really good scotch. Skydiving. If I ever get a terminal illness, that's how I want to go out. Just staring into the sky until the end. The thing is, I want to fake my death a week before. That way I can time my landing to be at my funeral. It might take some practice but might be able to land right in the grave as everyone is standing around. In my sleep when I'm 100. Hopefully having lived a good life. In a warm place with a pretty view and someone holding my hand as I go. I want to be hunted, you gotta earn my death. Eaten by time-traveling space lizards after first having my consciousness uploaded into their ship's computer for future holographic appearances on their homeworld. Riding a shark with 250 pounds of dynamite strapped to my chest into the mouth of an active volcano.